Hello friends and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be transplanting my new Shishigashira Japanese maple into a new pot. I chose a 1/2 inch drill bit to open some holes in the bottom. It's very important for Japanese maples to have very good drainage when they are in pots. So I opened about 8 holes and I chose this plastic barrel that costs about $16 at Lowe's, and I thought it would match the other barrel pots that I have in the front with some hydrangeas. And eventually I'm going to keep an eye open for another more Japanese inspired pot to change it. I always keep an eye open at estate sales because I have found very good pots, terracotta pots, and high quality ones in those estate sales. But it's you have to look for them and wait until they show up. Okay, now that the holes are done, I am going to grab my tree and I want to see how it fits in the pot and how much soil I'm going to have to make for this to fill the sides of it. And the pot is about 12 inches high and I think 16 inches wide. And I'm going to be using peat moss and pine bark mulch and perlite for this mix to make it good for the Japanese maple, for the drainage that I was mentioning. And I didn't know how much to blend, and now that I have done it, I can suggest that you use a card or something where you can blend all of this together. I used a small bucket to do this and I had to blend a couple of times to get the right amount. So I didn't measure anything. What I did was, using my own common sense, I used the majority was the peat moss. I added, however much I thought I needed for this. So I want to speed up the process a little bit because it took me some time to be able to blend everything together. Next, I added the perlite and some of my homemade compost that I had in the red bucket. Now I'm finishing up blending the 3 ingredients together, and I'm pushing it to the sides so that I can make space for the tree because it's about the same height, and if I have too much soil on the bottom, it's gonna sit above the level of the pot. So I did that, and now I have to figure out a way to get this out of the pot, but it wasn't so difficult, thankfully. Yeah, just gave it a little push, and as you can see, it's sitting on top of it. I had to remove some soil from the bottom, push it to the sides. And I ended up having to take it out so that I could remove some of the soil. It's not that hard. It just takes a little bit of work. Now I'm going back in with the tree, and it's so much better. I was already thinking of removing some of the soil that was already on top of the tree, because I wanted to look for and expose the flare of the tree. I have heard that is recommended, that it shouldn't be buried under the soil. So I was doing that and centering the tree at the same time. So after I uncovered the flare, I want to make sure that I like the positioning, that the tree is not leaning to the sides or anything like that. And it was great, it was perfect. Removing some more of the soil. And I don't know if you can see now, but there are some branches growing from the bottom of the trunk of the tree. And I was also examining those because I want to start growing them for bonsai. I will cut them off the tree and I will experiment on growing them later, because they're still soft and they have to be a little bit more hardened to have more success. So I will leave them there for a little bit longer. Now I'm filling the pot with the rest of the soil, making sure I don't have any air pockets. That's why I take my time to push the soil really good on the sides. Now I'm just going to examine it, make sure that it looks great, and I thought it looked very good. I was very happy. So the next step is to move it, and I was considering waiting until my husband got home because that thing was heavy. But I decided I was going to do it. Just trying to figure out how to lift that thing up, and here I am. I did it. I was super proud. Yes. Success. Now I have to clean up my mess, and I'm going to dump the debris on top of the soil. And now it's time for a good watering. We've had lots of rain since I planted it, so that tree is looking amazing. It has lots of new growth since I bought it, and I'm sure it's gonna have lots of more new growth from now on. And of course I'll keep you updated. But it even has some seeds. You can see the bright green is a new growth, and the little seeds that I'll try to plant and grow trees from seed just to experiment. So I hope this video was very helpful, and I am grateful that you watched, and I'll see you on my next video. Bye bye.